Hello, lovely people of the internet. 'Tis I, Ophelia Hardwig, here to talk about some stuff. I never stream this late, so I figured it was a good chance to use my Ophelia in the evening overlay. Because this actually is like, yeah, I'm going to be staying up past my bedtime, I think, to upload this one tonight. Um, So if it premieres in the morning on YouTube, hi YouTube. I stayed up past my bedtime to get this up for you guys. So, um I did want to talk about this thing that I talked about a little bit with my mom yesterday on stream, but our sound got messed up, so you guys didn't get to hear any of that. Um but I'll give you a little recap of what's going on, and we'll talk about it. I do have a video coming about like the whole pumpkin gate situation and stuff that has come up since then. But it's become actually a lot more serious than I realized when I first started talking about it. So I really do feel like it is owed the seriousness of having like a scripted sit down video. So I'm working on writing a script for that. And then it was like as I was writing it, there was more stuff that's happening. So please know that I do have that stuff coming. Um, but it's probably going to be, well, it's definitely going to be next week before I get it up. So, or if this is YouTube, hopefully I'll get it up this week. Or fingers crossed. Um, I am working on getting merch. I do actually have Pumpkin Gate merch. Well, it doesn't say Pumpkin Gate. It says Messed Up with Anticipation. You can check it out at streamlabs.com/Ophelia Hartwig/merch. Do I have that? I think I have a hot link for that in the Nightbot. I think it's just merch. Yeah, there we go. Because I had originally the Gamer Mom cooking merch on there. So you guys can see that. And if it's YouTube, I'll try and get it in the description. But yeah. Um, I wanted to talk about this thing that I talked about yesterday with my mom. Like I said, she and I are boycotting actually Lay's, and I think Frito-Lay. We're still going to be boycotting it for a little while, even though there is a little bit of a resolution. And I'll give you kind of some more information about that as we go. But where I first heard about this was on NPR. I don't know what I did with my tablet. I had all these articles on it, but I think hopefully it's big enough that I can actually read it on screen as I bring it up to you guys. Um, and I will have links in the description on YouTube where you can see these are actually the article in full. I did go ahead and screen grab. The first one's from NPR and the second one is from today. Is from New York Times. But let's go ahead and start with the NPR article, which is where I first heard about it. I'm just one of those people that has NPR on in my car all the time. And I heard about it on the radio and I went and I found this article. And I'm going to tell you, I was like, my blood was boiling. Okay. So actually, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that I can see it maybe. Yep. Let's go big. Let's go big. Hundreds of Frito-Lay workers in Topeka, Kansas are in their third week of a strike. So they did finally break the strike today, but this is 3 week strike, citing so-called suicide shifts and poor working conditions at the manufacturing and distribution plant at the time when the company's net revenue growth has exceeded all of its targets. Employees say sweltering 90-degree temperatures on the picket line are preferable to the 100 plus degree heat that awaits them inside the manufacturing warehouse on any given summer day. I know I have some international audiences. That's like 54 degrees. All right. That's a little bit above 54 degrees, is how hot it is inside. Plus they're like working over fryers and yeah, that's awful. They're demanding an end to mandatory overtime and 84-hour work weeks that they argue leaves little room for meaningful quality of life. They're also seeking raises that match cost of living increases. So let me explain that a little bit. I used to work a job where I did work 80 plus hours, and it literally does not leave you time for anything besides when you like go home, you have to plan. I would plan it like in 15-minute chunks, right? So it's like it takes me 15 minutes to like brush my teeth and change into my pajamas. It takes me 15 minutes to like grab a shower in the morning and get dressed. And like Takes me 15 minutes to like pack a lunch. So I would like plan out my 15 minutes. So it took me 30 minutes to get home and 30 minutes to get to work. And like I actually would have mine was 12-hour shifts, and I basically ended up with exactly 8 hours to sleep. Sometimes it was like seven and a half. But some of these shifts are actually they're scheduling, and we'll see it's back to back 12-hour shifts with only 8 hours in between. When these guys are working with like heavy manufacturing equipment, like I said, hot fryers, sometimes over 300 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is. It's centigrade. Sorry, but that's so freaking hot. It's not acceptable. The one I heard about on NPR, there was a guy who like passed out on the line. They moved him over to the side and had somebody come in and replace him before like even the ambulance was there to like get the guy. They're like, "Oh, scoot him out of the way." Like they didn't shut down the line. None of that. But anyway, back to they're also seeking raises that match cost of living increases. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, basically, um, with with inflation, I don't know how to explain this. With inflation, every year it basically costs more for the same type of thing. Like everybody, like we talk about, oh, the cost of gas keeps going up, or the cost of milk keeps going up, or like ask your parents how much a gallon of milk costs, a stamp, etc. The cost keeps going up of cost of living, right? Because that's inflation. A dollar now is worth less than what a dollar used to be 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and so on. They're saying that at the plant, the the wage increases that they get, the raises that they get, don't match the cost of living increase. So for working there, the longer that they work there, basically, the less they get paid. Like the more the in cost of increase, or cost of living increases, but their wage doesn't increase as fast. So like there's less and less money for them to save every year that they work. That's ridiculous. The company, which is owned by PepsiCo, disputes their claims, calling them grossly exaggerated, and says recent contract offer delivered earlier this month more than met the terms put forward by the workers' union, the local 218 of the bakery, confectionery, tobacco workers, and grain millers union. Um, we're gonna get to see in a minute what they came back with, okay? Because like they're saying, oh, that they've already rejected one offer. We'll get back to this. Meanwhile, workers say that they want more concessions before heading back to the factory. They also called for a national boycott of Frito-Lay products as well as those produced by PepsiCo for a remainder of the strike. If successful, the boycott would mean living in a world without Doritos, Cheetos, Fritos, Tostitos, and Sun Chips temporarily, at least. There's also a lot more products. PepsiCo owns a lot of products. So, I wanted to actually do to compile a list. Excuse me. I do have a list of specific PepsiCo products, or sorry, of specific Frito-Lay products. And I was surprised at how many. So it's like Lay's, Doritos, Cheetos, Fritos, like those are all like, yeah, Sun Chips. Tostitos, like the like jars of like the dip jars. Baconettes, Chester's, Cracker Jack is owned by Frito-Lay. Funyuns is owned by Frito-Lay. Grandma's cookies. Um, the plantain chips, there's two brands of plantain chips, the nacho chips, and then is it Isleño? I'm sorry, my Spanish is terrible, but they own both of those. They own Matador meat snacks. They own Maui style potato chips. They own Stacy's pita chips. I encourage you guys to actually look this up and like go see for yourself. Like rolled gold pretzels, the little baggies with the nuts. They own most of those companies. Munchies they own, like when they have like the munchie mix. Um, the Walking Taco, Simply, they own so much. So please do go look it up and see what all it is that they own if you're interested in hearing more about this. All right. One of the most contentious issues throughout the bargaining process, according to union leaders, has been the regular use of forced overtime at the plant that results in so called suicide shifts, where many many of the more than 800 workers at the plant are only getting an 8-hour break between shifts. So that's what I was saying about it. It's like a 12-hour shift back to back with another 12-hour shift with only 8 hours in between. That means that there's no way, like humanly possible, for you to actually get 8 hours of sleep. And they call them suicide shifts. They will slowly break you down over time. Your health will just like decrease over time. I did it, I think, for like 8 weeks. Um, I think they might own Takis. Did you look that up? Did you look it up, Porgnacious? Somebody said in the comments. Thankfully they don't own Takis. Um, because I didn't see it specifically on there, but I can look. But maybe you already looked. Yeah, you already looked. Okay. Whew, that's good. So guys, you can get your Takis. Takis are still safe. It looks like. Um, NPR was unable to reach union officials, but the local 218 chief steward Paul Clem on Monday described how it worked in a podcast interview on Monday. He said workers who clock in for an 8 to 3 p.m. shift are forced to work an extra 4 hours of overtime. Then the company will turn you right around and bring you in at the 3 o'clock in the morning. So, so you only have 8 hours to get home, shower, see your family, get some sleep, get to work, and so on. Yeah, especially like if like like they're single parents who like have to like bring their kids to like the daycare or whatever. When I worked a shift, I had a dog. Luckily, I had a dog sitter that was in the same building, but like it was like in the morning, okay, wake up, take the dog out to piss. Like throw like jump in the shower, throw my clothes on. Sometimes I would skip a shower. Like I would skip showers just like because I didn't have time to like jump in the shower. Um, how long does it take to like take a shower? But I did not have time to like dry my hair, nothing. So luckily I could, drop my dog off. Or sometimes if I was running late, my dog sitter had like a key to my apartment. But not everybody has that, right? All right, thank you. Thank you, Shark. Um, but yeah, it's like you don't need, and that was when I had 12 hours between shifts, right? These guys they have 8 hours sometimes. Like this is ridiculous. It's an unsustainable schedule that's been instituted, he says, as a way to put off addressing a larger staffing shortage of about 100 employees. Yeah, because they're too cheap to hire better employees or to hire more employees. Like they can't get enough people on staff because people are like, no, we'll get a better job. Like, no, thanks, we're not going to work at Frito-Lay because we're happy to like work somewhere else. And even the people who like work there for a long time, like that's how they get like a little bit of a wage increase is like they agree to like work those shifts, and then it's like, okay, well you either have to work those shifts or you're fired, or like then like you're expected to do it. As soon as you agree to it, then you're expected to do it, and you're expected to do it, and you're expected to do it, and it just wears you down. It just wears you down. It is physical and psychological torture. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding when I say that. In a statement earlier this week, the union's international president, Anthony Shelton, wrote, the union has repeatedly asked the company to hire more workers, and yet, despite record profits, Frito-Lay management has refused the request. Yay. Yay. Company officials say claims about workers being forced to regularly work double or triple shifts at the Topeka facility have been grossly exaggerated. I doubt it. Maybe a little bit exaggerated, but like when it happens to you, like it's not, it like, oh, it sucks. It sucks. My health, that was like 10 years ago that I did that. My health has never gotten back to where it was before that. Now that's not like completely due to that. Like there have been other things as well, but my mental health, my physical health, like it just tanked while I worked there. Really just tanked. Sorry. The plant, which is one of 30 in the U.S., employs about 850 people, yet officials said that only 20, approximately 2%, averaged over 60 hours a week. That's probably their 20 workers who've been there the longest, who like are their best employees, right? Or it's like it's this 20 this week and then but if you're working 60 hours and then like every 5 weeks you have to work 84 hours, that's still ridiculous. That's still ridiculous. You know how many times working 12-hour shifts back to back with an 8-hour break is too many times? One. One person working that shift, working those two shifts back to back one time is too many. I'm sorry. Our records indicate 20 employees worked 84 hours in a given week. 19 employees worked 84 hours in a given work week. I forgot about this being in the article. But like, yeah. You know how many employees is too many? One. 16 of those were a result of employees volunteering for overtime, only 3 being required to work. Yeah, volunteering is like, that means that only 3 of them said that they would like friggin' quit, right? That's what I'm saying. What I'm guessing. Or no, is 3 of them had to be told that they would lose their jobs if they didn't do it. Officials also noted that the latest contract offer, which was rejected by employees on July 3rd, indicates 60-hour work week cap and eliminates 8-hour turnaround shifts. Okay, that's like one step in the right direction. A recent contract offer also included a 2% wage hike over the next 2 years for all job classifications, according to the company. I think they finally just broke them down because I don't remember anything else being in the actual proposal that they took. This is what the union proposed for wage increases, and Frito-Lay accepted the union's proposal. The two sides returned to the bargaining table. So this was an article from Monday because this just happened today. Is like this is the update. They ratified their contract ending the strike. They went on strike this month to protest forced overtime and so-called suicide shifts, which they said left little time to sleep or see family members. So a lot of this is increased information or repeated information. The outcome of the strike was a testament. We're third paragraph down. The outcome of the strike was a testament to the tenacity and grit of the Frito-Lay workers in Topeka. Anthony Sheldon, international president of the bakery confectionery, the local 218, said in a statement. They said that they went on strike because the company had refused to address their concerns about the shifts, which they thought took away time with their families, and didn't allow time for even a full night's sleep, and that they could easily address the grueling shifts without hurting the company's bottom line. Absolutely. I missed a lot of time with my children. It's physically draining. Yes. Oh my gosh. This person said that he worked 3 months straight without a single day off. So I do remember that they said that you have to have at least one day off a week. It does guarantee for one. Here we go. Fourth paragraph down. So it ends suicide shifts and increased wages. So they didn't give us a precise number, and I'm wondering, okay, 4%. So that is double what they were originally saying for the wage increases. But like a 60-hour cap is not, just 60 hours seems ridiculous to me. Let's see. The company said that it believed its approach to resolving the strike demonstrated how we listen to our employees when concerns are raised. Oh, thank you. Thank you for following. Page 860. Thank you. He said he would have liked to have seen better wage increases. Exactly. Some departments had not had an increase in hourly pay that was more than 20 to 40 cents in the past 6 to 8 years. That's ridiculous. Like 20 to 40 cents. I remember there was one guy on NPR who was like, oh, yeah, he got like a $600 bonus. Like, that was it after working there. I think it was like 18 years or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But it was, if you go back and listen to the NPR story that they did on it. One warehouse worker said that his plant had been there for roughly 2 decades and there was more disappointment than happiness with the contract. The man, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, fearful of retaliation from the company, said that many workers who crossed the picket line or voted to approve the contract did so out of need. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. A lot of people had to vote yes because they were running out of money and didn't have insurance. Yep. exactly. They broke them down. They didn't like. So I think that we should continue boycotting Lay's. I'm going to continue boycotting Lay's because I think that they should go back to the bargaining table. Now it is a 2-year contract. And what I'm kind of hoping will happen, and I know this sounds bad, but I'm kind of hoping that like Lay's will break the contract in some way to where they're forced to go back to the bargaining table. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. A lot of people. Okay, we already read that part. Um, the food and beverage giant, which is home to Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Doritos, said that this month net revenue this quarter surged by 20.5% to 19.2 billion from a year earlier. Mr. Shelton said that more than 600 union members had picketed and marched over the past 20 days. So it's not even everybody in the plant that is. They probably brought in strike breakers. The plant is still working. Even when they were picketing, the plant was still working. The workers at the Topeka plant have shown the world that union working people can stand up against the largest food companies in the world and claim victory for themselves, their families, and their communities. I really wish that they had done more like GoFundMe stuff, so that we could have kept them out there longer because I think that they needed better conditions. But yeah, that's all I've got for you right now on the update. Oh, sorry. There's one more slide. Sorry, because it does show. Okay, because I was like, I thought I had numbers a little bit. The company tried to push back the union's complaints about the long shifts. I'm sorry. What? You're gonna try and push back the complaints about these long ass shifts? No, like those. That's no. They're saying only 20 averaged over 60 hours per week. You know what? 60 hours per week is too much. Too much. Okay, really, anything over 50 is too much. But like, I feel like if they contracted it at 55, maybe that would be okay. Because then that's like one more hour a day that they're like guaranteed to have at home. Although they're still only saying that they have one day off. So sometimes I like how certain companies will say like you have to have like 6 days off a month, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be like one day a week or 2 days a week, but it's like you have to have 6 days off a month. I like that kind of thing. So I think that they should have like worked that in there. But the company says that its records indicated that we said that. It's also continuously hiring new part-time and full-time workers in Topeka. The plant made 262 hires last year and has hired 209 workers this year. That is a huge amount of people that are just like in and out. Like that's ridiculous. That's a huge amount of overturn. Frito-Lay employs more than 66,000 people, and the strike is one of is the first at one of its plants in 3 decades, according to the company. Okay, well, I think that the workers at other plants should be striking too. Maybe they will. If they will, I'll be supporting them. Um, as the first time workers at the plant in Topeka went on strike, the representative said of approximately 850 manufacturing and warehouse employees who were part of the bargaining unit on strike, about 300 continued to work through the strike. Okay. Yeah, and then I think there was like they said like another 100 and something that weren't unionized. The new contract sets hourly wages at 1909 to 38.40 according to the company. Sorry, I got distracted. Wifey just got home with food. That is the end of the article. I will put up links for the article. Um, I thought, did I do? Maybe I did this one. Nope. Okay. But I will get those up in the description before I upload this to YouTube so that you guys have links to both of those articles so that you can see them. Oh, and I didn't have my lights on. But anyway, I just wanted to get this up really quick and give you guys an update in case you were wondering because I have been talking about it. But love you guys so much. I'm going to go get some dinner. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.